Okay, hold up, guys. Hold up. Just a sec. All right. So this movie, we have Bjork. Wait a minute, Bjork, Icelandic singer. Oh, damn. She's an Icelandic singer. God damn. Bro, we got Alexander Skarsgård in the Northman. He is ripped as fuck, man. Damn. This movie is peak. Wait, hold up. Season 5, episode 1. Black Tuesday. Yup. And then Oppenheimer movie. Fandom. Yup. Yup. Man, the Northman. It's not based on a literal true story. No, but Emleth, Alexander Skarsgård as Emleth is ripped as fuck. The Bjork/Witch, Nicole Kidman Queen, who is the wife of King Arvandale, played by Ethan Hawke, man, legend, man. And Fjolnir, Emleth, young Emleth, William Dafoe, Hammer the Fool, as Hammer the Fool, Thorfinn, damn. So a lot of, damn. Hold up. Northman movie. Was Northman a good film? Widely considered a good, very good film. Yes, very brutal, very gritty. What's the difference in critics in and then the Odyssey, man? Creative liberties. Yeah, authenticity. Northman is more authentic. And I like that they kept, they showed the gods compared to the Odyssey. They didn't really show any of the gods, I guess. The armor in Nolan's Odyssey, yeah, the armor is not accurate. Isn't wearing braces. Yeah, they showed a Valkyrie, which is sick. Yeah, I mean, the obvious difference is that the Odyssey is Greek mythology, while the Northman is Norse mythology. But they really went all out with this, the brutality and everything. So basically, the Northman cast. Let's see the cast. Okay, so we have Ethan Hawke, King Arvandale, and the Queen Gudrun. Later on in the story, it turns out that Queen Gudrun, wait, King Arvandale was killed by Fjolnir, his brother, betrayed him, and he was about to kill Amleth, but then Amleth escaped, and then he kidnapped Queen Gudrun. But at the end, Queen Gudrun turns out to be a slave of Arvandale. She was originally a slave, then he made her his wife. But actually, he only loved her more, so he killed him. It's a whole family betrayal, and then they both became together. And then Emleth finds this out from Queen Gudrun, and then he was mad, and then he still wants to avenge his father. Hammer is also avenged. It's like this magic. Hammer the Northman, Hammer the Fool. Box office flop. bruh. Damn. Shattering his mission. Yeah, some incest stuff. Where there was a Draugr from God of War, who is also in Norse. I mean, God of War transferred, Kratos transferred from Greek to Norse mythology, so it would make sense. But this is generally Norse. But it's cool to see Draugr in live action. This is the undead. It means the undead warriors born with Northman, Odin. Yeah, there was a scene of Odin, which is sick. He helped. Wait, this is not Odin. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, Odin. So basically, this guy, the king, the now king, captured him as a slave. He didn't know yet, but he came to his camp to take revenge on his father. And then he met Olga the Birch, the Birch Forest. Yeah, and then they fell in love as slaves. That he wants to take revenge on his father, take revenge for his father on Fjolnir, and he accomplished that at the end with a fight. Final fight. With the gates of hell fight is peak, bro. Peak. I like one shot battle scene. Yeah, this one shot battle scene is insane, man. No tanks, grass, modified their teeth. Damn. It's a one shot. This is some like Northman father son scene. William the scene. Crazy people, man. Viking rituals, man. It was like a ritual, and then the father wants the son to be a man. If he were to be killed, the son as a man. If the father were to be killed, betrayed, the son of the king will be a man and avenge the father, which he did. Strange Viking berserker ritual scene. Yeah, this scene is insane. Yeah, yeah, this is before the fight, I think. Yeah, they before they fought. Hallucination, borrowed from real historical, but then the Northman died. I'm left. Fatally stabbed by, they both stabbed each other. Technically, I'm left, the main character kills Fjolnir through a beheading. And also, it's messed up because he also killed Fjolnir's son, who is technically his stepbrother, and his mother, which is crazy, man. Really is his mother. Oh, she betrayed his expectation. Oh, damn. Innocent victim. Damn. So it's all twisted and everything. So, okay, let's go back to Black Tuesday Peaky Blinders season 5 episode 1, because yesterday I couldn't talk loud. So 1929, Shelby family have dispersed. Michael is living at Shelby company headquarters in Detroit. Yeah, Michael is basically a crazy, a crackhead now. Hold up. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Overall, The Northman was a great movie. I like how they showed the gods. I think that's one of the main complaints of the Odyssey because the gods were not shown. Yup. Is explored through literal phenomena like Poseidon, the god of the sea, is shown in the form of storms. Zeus, the king of the gods, is shown through lightning, but there's no physical embodiment. Whereas the Northmen, they showed Odin. Hold up. Yeah, they showed Odin for a brief second, but they did show him. And in the Vikings show, I think they might show it later, but I'm not sure. But the Viking show is pretty peak so far. Love it, love it. It's Norse mythology also. Okay, so back to Peaky Blinders season 5, episode 1. So from last season, season 4, episode 6, we know that we now know establish that even before in season 4, hold up. Okay. So we know that Tommy child with Grace Shelby. Grace Shelby, the wife, rest in peace. Charles Shelby is now a he is now a big boy, you know. So Shelby Company have dispersed. Michael is living at Shelby Company headquarters in Detroit, America. So they have a headquarters there. And Aunt Polly is with a pilot in Monte Carlo. Family are quickly brought back together when the Wall Street crash happened. Tommy's political career is going strength to strength. He gave a speech in the House of Commons not long, however, before ghosts from Tommy's past threatened to undermine his position. So we have the Angels of Retribution. Arthur receives a letter from that. Never heard of the Peaky Blinders. So it's like the Chinese people, I think Chinese pimp. There's a Chinese pimp. So Tommy calls Finn, the brother, Abrama, and Isaiah to handle to introduce themselves to the angels. So even though Tommy warned Finn to stay out of the business, Finn joins them and gets shot. So meanwhile, in Detroit at the Shelby office, Michael receives the unsettling call that Wall Street has crashed, sending him into a craze. Then he calls Arthur. He asking Tommy to warn him because the crash, they lost everything to the crash due to the crash of the stock exchange. Arthur then tells Polly, and then she is shocked and confused. So then Polly orders the pilot she's sleeping with to go straight to Birmingham and not London. And then Michael tells his new spouse, his new girl, who's doing cocaine also with him, Gina, that they must leave immediately for England. He wants off. She insists that she returns home with him to meet his family because Gina has not yet met Michael's family, the Shelbys. Gina Gray, new wife, Michael. Michael Gray, cousin of the Peaky Blinders, son of Polly Shelby. Polly Shelby, the auntie for the Peaky Blinder brothers. Then at the Angels of Retribution headquarters in the Finn struggles, he can't kill yet, but then Abraham just jumps in and kills the pimp in the building. And then says like a very cool line, now you've heard of us. Hold up. Then Abraham brings Finn to Ada's house, revealing a bullet wound in Finn's arm. Abraham removes with the blade from Isaiah's Peaky cap. Ada enters the room and then she wants Finn to stay out of Peaky Blinders business. They don't need to be people from the past because from last time, Tommy was voted to be a member of parliament, I think MP, yeah. So he's in politics now and they're trying to leave the gangster stuff in the past, but some people won't listen, you know. Tommy attempts to explain this to, in the country, but then, I'm kind of, but let Finn be a man, man. Like, I'm so sad that he's treated like this. This is his first bullet, take, his first take of a bullet, man. He never went through war with the brothers. First time in the country, Tommy struggles with Charles. Yeah, Charles the son is now like a year old, I think. Who is Charles in season 5 Peaky Blinders? 5, 6 to 7 years old, bro. Okay, yeah, 6 to 7. Okay, so it's more than a year, I guess. Yeah, he can talk now. Yeah, the horse. Tommy shot a horse because the horse was in pain and cannot be treated by the vet. Tommy tries to explain this to Charles, but Charles, he admits that he has heard of what Tommy does, not just to horse, but to people too. And, this is like a father and son bonding. I mean, not really bonding, but, father and son realization. And, you know, the son is worried. After then arrives when the horse is being buried. And then he showed Tommy a newspaper of the Wall Street crash. Tommy is angry because he warned Michael that this would happen, but Michael was advised to hold on to it as the prices would rebound from the day before. But Michael didn't listen to Tommy. Michael listened to his advisors. So then Tommy sends Lizzie, new wife, Lizzie Stark, stepmother. Yup, was a former prostitute. She was a former prostitute, and then she became Tommy's accountant for the Peaky company. What's his name? Not the Peaky company, the Shelby Institute, I think, Shelby company. Yeah, Shelby company or something. Shelby Company Limited. Yes, accountant. But then Tommy and her used to fuck, and then she became the accountant, and then she and Tommy finally married after Grace's death, and they both have a child now, daughter. Is Lizzie Stark daughter. She's pregnant, Ruby Shelby with Tommy Shelby. Yup. So yeah, now they're together. Arthur is now chairman. Lizzie, so Tommy sends Lizzie to Birmingham and advises Arthur to call a full meeting with the board of directors for the following day at noon because Tommy needs to think. And then Arthur was like angry. I don't know why Arthur is angry, man. Like, he just he says that, oh yeah, you can It'll be easy for you to think alone, right? So then, down by the river, Tommy drinks from a small vial and begins to hallucinate visions of his former wife, Grace, in ghost form. This first time seeing her after her death in season 2 or 3, I think. It's season 5 now. At the board meeting, Arthur explains the situation unfolding before them. However, Polly suggests that they should perhaps wait for Tommy, Linda stating that Arthur is now chairman of the board and does not need to wait for Tommy. Tommy arrives, reveals that while a large portion of Shelby Company funds have been invested in America, there is hope. Tommy asks for permission to present his idea to the board, which is approved by Arthur, much to his wife's dismay, and leaves the meeting because the wife needs Arthur to be like more assertive as the older brother, I guess. Tommy and his family make their way to the garrison and noticed by a small boy who warns the pub that the Peaky Blinders are on their way. They arrive. The customers thank the Peaky Blinders for what they have done for them. Tommy offers all of them a free drink, inviting them to ignore what they have heard in the papers. Ada begins the family meeting by presenting a bullet dug out of Finn's arm. She questions what happened. Tommy shuts Ada down. Ada shall be the sister of the Shelby brothers, saying that he told Finn to stay out of the business which was sanctioned by the House of the Lords, by the way, and Scotland Yard. While Ada does not understand, Tommy notes that the blinders are lucky to have a second income and are fine until the stock market recovers. Wait, what army did Tommy Shelby fight for? British Army. What's the name of the theme though? The team. 179th. Yup. Okay. While Ada does not understand, Tommy notes that the blinders are lucky to have a second income and are fine until the stock market recovers. Polly then states that Ada is on edge as she is pregnant, but Tommy is already aware and does not care who the father is at this point. At the House of Commons, Tommy gives a speech about learning to pay their own bills. Sir Oswald Mosley, yup, this is the guy in season 5 now. Oswald Mosley. He enters episode 1, season 5. Greets Tommy afterwards, stating that his constituency borders South Birmingham and the Shelbys have come to his attention. Then after Tommy meets the high-ranking government official that sanctioned the killings that Abraham Gold, Isaiah, and Finn Shelby did. Sanction the killings, the man claims that he cannot pay Tommy the full 50,000 due to the stock collapse. Tommy is angered by this and demands the full payment on Monday, or he will release like blackmail documents that has been taken from the Chinatown raid. During the raid, that Finn was there, that got hurt when Thomas' men killed the pimp and took all the documents from the place. Thomas says he has seen the photographs that the man is trying so hard desperately to hide. Yeah, they killed a pimp in the season 5, episode 1. Pimp killed. Black Tuesday kills a pimp. What the? Wanted a pimp silenced without a public trial. Yep. It's a pimp. Tommy is angered by this and demands the full payment on Monday, or he will release documents that has been taken from the Chinatown raid when Thomas' men killed the pimp and took all the documents from the place. Hold up. Thomas says he has seen the photographs that the man is trying so desperately to hide. Okay. Then Tommy meets with a reporter, Mr. Levitt, from the London Times. The reporter asks if Tommy remembers him from his time in Birmingham. Tommy admits that he does not. The reporter is confused and concerned at how a man like Tommy has risen so far up the ranks from being a bookmaker. Yeah, Tommy, last time, I like the fact that they showed in season 4, still showed that Tommy was a bookmaker and a horse racing bet. This offends Tommy, who reveals that he diversified into gin production, orphanages, and export-import licenses. Yep, export-import, I think, yeah. The man further questions the death of Inspector Campbell, the villain himself. season 1 and 2 of the Peaky Blinders. Then he died. Rest in peace. And then rest in peace, Grace. Wait, hold up. Where's Grace Shelby? Overall, this season 5 episode, 1 episode has been pretty chill because the Peaky Blinders are in politics now, so they keep a low profile, but still pretty impactful, pretty like gangster. I mean, Finn is still, yeah. So rest in peace, Grace, former wife. And then the man further questions the death of Inspector Campbell. Tommy reveals that he had some research done on Mr. Levitt and found out that he is unmarried but enjoys walking through the park with them, hinting that the man is perhaps homosexual. Yup, in season 5, Peaky Blinders, the public against homosexuality. They were, yes. So it's legal, it's illegal and sexual and legal climate. Yep. So it's illegal to be homosexual. Ada and Polly talk about the pregnancy, with Polly expressing concern that the father will abandon the child, but they will have family to take care of the child. Ada mentions she tried to tell the father of her unborn child, Ben Younger, about her pregnancy, but she did not. Ada worries about Tommy's opinion, but Polly reveals that Tommy already knows of her pregnancy. And then at the end of the episode, Mr. Levitt is shot to death by 2 members of the Billy Boys gang while in the lift in his apartment building. Billy Boys. Peaky Blinders. For the introduction, okay. Season 5, Billy Boys. I thought it was like Arthur or something, but he's shot in the lift, apartment building. Even though Thomas told Alfie Solomons that he wouldn't look after Alfie's dog, Cyril, following the latter's death in 1927, it was revealed at the end of the episode that Thomas did in fact took the dog as his pet, thus keeping Alfie's request. This episode marks Grace Shelby's first appearance since episode 3.5. For season 3, episode 5, I think, albeit in vision form. In the House of Commons scene, both Thomas Shelby and Oswald Mosley, who are Labour MPs, appear to be sitting in the opposition benches across from the government, which was led by Labour's Ramsay MacDonald at the time of Black Tuesday. Oswald Mosley held office in MacDonald's government, but is sitting below the gangway opposing him. No, I am not God, not yet. Tommy Shelby to Charles Shelby. References. Yup. The Company. House of Commons scene. Pretty iconic scene. See, episode 1. They should know Peaky Blinders. Yup. Pretty beautifully shot scene. It's where they also introduced the guy. Hold up. What's his name? The Garrison. Oh, yeah, Ben Younger. Wait, hold up. They introduced the guy in the scene just now. What's his name again? House of Commons. Isaiah. Gina. London Charles. Oswald Mosley. Yup. The German. Ben Younger. Yeah, is the father of Ada Shelby. Wait, no, Ada Shelby's son. Oh, no, daughter, yeah. Mrs. Shelby. Yep. So Ben Younger was a colonel and head of army intelligence officers who arrived in Birmingham and arrested Ada Shelby over her communist past. Yeah, he arrested her, but then her men and her soldiers watched her strip naked to check if she has any weapons. And then he apologized, and then even Tommy apologized. So Tommy's giving this guy weapons or like military equipment for the Cold War, I think, when Benny younger. Benny younger, World War I had fought heavy conflict. Yeah, you're giving weapon parts to him, and then he's giving it to other countries for the war. Yeah, his episode was pretty peak, I would say. Ben Younger. Okay, now the Northman, pretty peak too. Wait. Fandom the Northman. Wait, fandom Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was pretty peak. Christopher Nolan, the Northman, epic. AD 895. Later that night, is treated by his servants and reveals that Gudrun that he suffered a near fatal wound during the conquest. Yeah, this is the brutal betrayal scene. This is the series. The witch tells his prophecy. The he witch. Hold up. Yup. Everything seems to be good. Hold up. Yep, okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, nice. Later that night, there is a celebration. Later that night, there is a celebration. Houghty slaughtered by Amleth. Man, this is a brutal scene, man. Damn. Attempts to seduce Gudrun. Oh yeah, she attempts the mother, which is incest. Some freaky shit. Olga prays, or she was praying because Amleth went back to fight. Oh, hold up, bro. To fight with, yup, to fight Fjolnir, his uncle, in hell, which is peak scene, peak fighting. Pretty great movie, this one. Cannot be sure that it is Thor's heart. The next morning, Fjolnir arms the slaves to help protect the farm. But Alexander Skarsgård really worked his ass for this role. Oppenheimer, yup, Oppenheimer, hold up. It's crazy to think that Tommy Shelby and Yelena or Black Widow has sex in this movie, man. Matt Damon, General, Emily Blunt, Jack Quaid, every single actor cooked. David Hill. Yup. This guy actually betrayed Robert Oppenheimer. He said something about the nuclear evolution to Albert Einstein, and Albert Einstein didn't speak when Jean Tetlock was asked him what happened. Einstein seen Oppenheimer in this scene. And then so Robert Downey Jr.'s character, this guy thought that Robert Oppenheimer said something that offended him, something offending about him towards Albert Einstein. And then so basically this guy planned Robert Oppenheimer's downfall and security revoked clearance. His security clearance was revoked. Oh yeah, Kenneth Nichols, the guy who plays Harry Osborn in the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, crazy man. Pretty great. He's a general too. Yep. Warner Bros. Oppenheimer. Oh wait, I need to see the full thing. I think Open. This. Wait, is that all? J. Robert Oppenheimer. Wait, is there no Oppenheimer film thing? Explanation? In fandom. Oppenheimer movie explain. Yup. The life of theoretical physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer, tracing his rise as director of the Los Alamos Laboratory. It's black and white scenes, pretty epic. It's a non-linear storytelling technique which Christopher Nolan even used in maybe Tenet. I haven't fully finished Tenet. I need to finish that. But the Odyssey, I kind of got bored of Tenet, but then I'm gonna rewatch it just to not get bored. But Northman was good though. Northman had me hooked, even though there's some parts you could say it's dragging, but really it's not. It's perfect. Pacing is great. I'm glad they didn't use. I mean, it's just his story. It's not like a full-on like war with the gods or something like that. I mean, he believes in the gods. Yeah. William Defoe in talks for Robert Eggers. Yeah, pretty peak movie. Bjork. Difference. Explore a heavy moral burden. Lewis Strauss. Yup, this guy, the villain. Strauss held a deep personal grudge against J. Robert Oppenheimer over policy disagreements regarding the hydrogen bomb, past public humiliations, and contrasting scientific egos. Driven by wounded pride and political ambition, Strauss engineered a behind-the-scenes political takedown disguised as a security trial. Yup. Strauss's vindictiveness eventually backfired during his own Senate confirmation hearings for Secretary of Commerce, where his vendetta against Oppenheimer was exposed, ruining his political thing. So he was with him, and then even Jason Clark, Roger Robb, aggressive special counsel, AEC, yup, Oppenheimer, Roger Robb, Christopher Nolan, Wiki, yup. Wait a minute. Tough prosecute, Rob used tough prosecutorial methods to corner Oppenheimer, digging to classified FBI files and past left-wing stuff. Yeah, but Tony, I don't think they talk about anything. Yeah, but Oppenheimer was pretty great movie. I think it teach me something about physics. No, oh, no. Historical quantum mechanics and all that. It's fascinating, really. And then this movie is also fascinating. There's a wild ritual scene at the beginning where after that the father died and William Dafoe died, but the child escaped. But then the Northman came back to kill Fjolnir. But that's all from me, guys. Thank you. Stay healthy.